Good morning. Welcome to a new week. It is great to see you. I'm Ed. I'm pleased the Royal officers have joined us in South Africa. The Baker family are in Exeter. The Judith Brooks, you're very welcome. Thea and William, well done. You're there. The Silk family in Cambridge, you are smashing it. Joshua and Martha, you're in Sheffield, I think. Well done. The Johnston boys are ready in Worcester. How hard is it to get the Johnston boys ready and at the table? Or are they running there now? Morning from the Lancasters in Bicester. Ethan and James, you are dressed and already there. That is an achievement. Matthew Reinecker, well done. Amy's wondering if it's Lego or Duplo. I'm asking the same question. The Burtons are in Plymouth. Well done. Good morning from John T in the Isle of Wight. It's good to have an island represented. Do you feel a bit exotic? Well done. Zoe's ready with cornflakes and the Bible. Well done. Bruce, good morning. I'm pleased you're there. Hello from the Evans. I'm going to have to leave you Arissa, I'm pleased your family in Croydon are there. I'm as pleased to see Croydon as I am the Isle of Wight. Morning from the Lyles in Streatham. Phoebe, Isaac, Theo and Boaz from Rochester, smashing it all the way. Joel is in Sevenoaks. He says hi. Morning from the Russells. Russells, well done. Erin and Dylan, you are there. And the Atala Five, as we've come to call them. Dave, I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I've only ever called you Dave. I've never had to worry about your surname before. The Fossies are in Sutton. Look, the comments keep coming. Let's keep going. Gracie and Raven, the wards in Derby. Everyone's smiling. I'm going to get us going. Are you ready? Now, I wonder if you're watching this and you haven't always lived in the UK, then maybe you know how weird it is the way we queue. So in the UK, I don't know if you know this. Maybe you've just always thought this was the way. But in the UK, we stand in an orderly line for absolutely everything. Did you know that? So we stand in an orderly line. And in fact, people say that in the UK, if you see a queue, people just join it if they don't even know why you're queuing. And I'm told by people who moved to the UK that makes us strange. We love a good queue. And you can do studies on it. And you find out that if people are standing at the back of the queue for too long, they actually leave. But once you have a few people behind you in the queue, then you're happy to stay. People love a queue, and then, my goodness, you know the pushing in thing? When someone at the front says, you could join me, and everyone makes that English stare, scowl. That's halfway between. A stare and a scowl is a scare. Now, that is the world of queuing in the UK. Now, in social distancing, our queues have now got much larger. So we still queue, except just to get into the supermarket, you have to go round the block and you have to stand your 2 meters apart. I wonder if you can think what the largest queue you have ever been in is. Was it a school lunchtime queue? Was it a theme park where you can queue for hours? What is the largest queue you have ever been in? Today we're looking at a story in the Bible where the whole town queued up. Every single person in the town queued up. Will you look out for what they were queuing up for? Are you ready? I'm going to pray as we open the Bible together. Dear Father, you are gracious and kind. And I pray, Father, we would understand what it is that makes a whole town queue up. And maybe we would wonder, would we queue up too? Amen. Here's the story. We are in Mark chapter 1, verses 29 to 34. Jesus and his followers left the synagogue. They all went at once with James and John to the home of Simon and Andrew. Simon's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a fever. The people there were told Jesus about her. So Jesus went to her bed, took her hand, and helped her up. Immediately, the fever left her, and she was healed. Then she began serving them. That night, after the sun went down, the people brought to Jesus all who were sick. They also brought those who had demons in them. The whole town gathered at the door of the house. Jesus healed many who had different kinds of sicknesses. He also forced many demons to leave people. But he would not allow the demons to speak because they knew who he was. So, did you follow that story? Jesus had healed Peter's mother. So now Jesus was in Peter's house, but word had got around. Word had got around that Jesus was healing. So then the first bloke arrived. He had a poorly knee. The second bloke arrived. One of his eyes had started to cloud over because remember, their doctors weren't as good as they are now. We had someone else with a fever, and you know, back then fevers could kill you. And then we had let's say he's a bloke. We had a bloke who had some burns on his leg. I mean, let's imagine he was actually a fireman. And then we had the bloke walking past who just thought, if everyone else is in a queue, I should. And then we had a woman who looked around her home and discovered she was the only one left in the house. So she joined the queue because she didn't want to miss out. And then we had the boy who was playing football up until that moment, and he thought, is this Jesus for real? I'm totally in. So he joined the queue. And before they knew where they were, the whole town was in the queue. How amazing that must have been. The whole town to have been talking about Jesus. The whole town to have been excited about Jesus. That's like England being in the World Cup final, or I don't know, Mrs. Miggins has bought chickens. I mean, what makes the whole town talk and want to be there to find out what's going on? They were there for Jesus that day. Can I leave you with some questions to talk about? Remember, if you're a preschooler, join Junior Jivers. It's Julie, broadcasting from Australia at 10:30 this morning. You get to see someone doing weird exercises in their own home in Australia at 10:30, live on YouTube. Faith in Kids, check it out. Here are some questions. Did you spot it? Can you remember? How many miracles did Jesus do today? From this story, can you describe what Jesus is like? What is Jesus like just from this story? Work it out. This is a brain one. This is going to get you whirring. Why do you think the whole town arrived at his door? Every single person. And then lastly, if you were desperate, would you trust Jesus? Why? Questions to get you talking, questions to get you praying. And children, don't forget to look at your parents and say, what do you think? Put them on the spot. I'm going to leave you. I'll be back same time tomorrow. It has been such a pleasure to be here. And I'm sorry if I didn't shout out to everyone. Have a great day.